Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be talking and showing you guys how to win every single time using explosives. Now this is a weird approach on this because I am actually playing on high explosives. However, I'm not going to be focusing on the idea of high explosives, but you can use these tips for high explosives if you want. These tips are going to be applied to the actual real version of Fortnite, or should I say the main game itself, Fortnite Battle Royale. So I'm going to be going over a few tips and tricks there and then with certain settings and stuff, just talking about different styles of play that you guys can do, and just different like things in general you can do within Fortnite using explosives. Now personally, explosives are my favorite type of weapon to use. They're very newbie in a sense of if you don't get them right, or if you just use explosives, you're always going to kind of have an advantage. However, you've got to be able to use explosives right to know exactly what you're doing. So I'm going to be going over this gameplay and talking about exactly what I do to use the RPGs and grenade launchers and guided missile to a good standard level, and give you guys some tips and tricks that you guys can apply in squads, solo or duo to help you win every single time. So right now I'm actually chasing an opponent, and in this situation, in a 1v1 situation using rockets, I like to use height to get the rocket on the angle going down. When you're shooting a rocket launcher, if you shoot it straight at someone, say in fatal fields on a flat field, you're going to really hit the person, or you're going to go and it's basically going to get a direct impact on them and only, well, if it hits, it's going to get a direct impact. And the chances of that actually happening is very rare. So as you can see, I always get the height advantage and use that height advantage to take down the enemies. Now building free high, you don't usually take much fall damage from it, so I always do that. And if I've got enough health, I'll always build free high. As you can see, I did that and didn't take much fall damage at all, and had the height advantage and managed to kill my opponent. A very easy technique that anybody can really do, and it's something that I like to personally do to be able to get them easy kills and them easy wins using explosives. Now when I get an RPG, I always feel very confident with myself because I'm very good at it. Sometimes I'll even take an RPG over a shotgun, or maybe just an AR and an RPG and the rest healings. That's because I'm very confident with my RPG. I'm a good builder and I can always build around people to get that height advantage with the RPG, unless we end up at the height limit. But if we end up at the height limit, I'm pretty sure I'll be down at the bottom destroying the structure. Now many of you are probably wondering, why do I always upload these how to win videos? One, because a lot of people do enjoy them, and two, I like to see this as my main Fortnite series. Other people like to upload vlogs, or maybe Minecraft series, or certain types of myth busting or things like that, and the way I do it is how to win. I do different tips in each one. So if you haven't checked out my other how to win videos, they're all great. They all provide different tips. Some of them are a little bit outdated, obviously because Fortnite, the meta changes all the time, but sometimes it's good to go and have a look back at some of the older ones. Maybe if you're new to the game and something, or something like that, you can get yourself around some of the basics by watching some of them basic how to wins. But now we're in a situation where I've come across a battlefield. When I find locations like this, I know personally, and most of you will probably already know, that there's a fight going on. You can sometimes tell how good the players are depending on what type of buildings there are and what's been going on. So what I've noticed it's very basic building. To be honest, the design's it's very like hardly any building at all. So it looks like these sort of players possibly would have been fighting just in the open and just a little bit of building. So you know you're going to be coming across players that maybe aren't that good at all. You can also see there's an explosion on the little hut to my left, and you can kind of judge. It doesn't always work, but you can get a good judge on how good people are. In this situation here, I'm just controlling my direct rocket, getting a hit on him. I knew that no one would be around because the battle looked like it had already taken place, and I knew to myself that I had a good chance to be able to kind of get a kill with this guy with the rocket, the guided rocket. Leaving myself out in the open, not a good idea, but to be honest, on high explosives, the chance of actually getting killed out in the open by a sniper or an AR is quite rare. The only thing that's going to be able to kill you is probably another remote rocket, or unless someone's really close. I don't know what that guy was trying to do. I think he was just trying to shoot my thing. I just went for a little emote. I love doing my emotes sometimes when I kill people with guided missiles. And I see another guided missile going in for the same kill. Unfortunately, it was a bit late. So now I'm in a situation where I've kind of got a good position, or a good position in, to kind of just push in. The circle isn't that close to me, and I'm in a good situation. So what I do is I get my height onto the mountain. Height is always useful when using explosive weapons. Again, like I was saying before, all height comes in really handy, and within this game mode, you can double or triple. I usually triple it. I can triple RPG, meaning 3 RPGs can go at all different angles. I'll demonstrate exactly what I mean by this now. So for example, 1 RPG, 2 RPG, and 3 RPG. Unfortunately, it wasn't loaded. I hit the tree there accidentally, but you can see what I mean. I can position my RPGs all to go different angles, and there you go, I get the kill because the player doesn't know what to do. That's another thing I've recently done. This Sunday, I'm going to be uploading another how to win video, and it's going to actually show off some double RPG gameplay within an actual game on Fortnite. Now, obviously, this is in high explosives, which is a little bit different to the normal game mode, and it's just one of the mini games, but the idea of using explosives does come in handy. Now, in this gameplay, I don't use grenade launchers, but let me just talk a little bit about grenade launcher. Personally, I think grenade launcher is probably the best explosive weapon in most situations, especially within squad and duo games. The grenade launcher can put a lot of suppression on. Because there's 6 grenades that you can fire, a lot of people get nervous exactly where the grenades are going, and even if your squad, say you have 2 of these in a squad, you can easily defend and suppress against people using an egg launcher, grenade launcher, snowball launcher, whatever theme it is at the time. Now, again, you can't always dodge a grenade launcher because there's 6 of them. They destroy your structure, and the next one destroys it again, and the third one kills you or does a ton of damage to you. So that's why I personally prefer the grenade launcher as probably the best explosive weapon. However, on high explosives, it's probably not really suitable. I will always take an RPG or a guided missile over grenade launcher, but I am very, sometimes I'll take RPG and grenade launcher and sacrifice maybe even my shotgun or SMG or even my healing items to carry one of them, because I just know they're so suppressive in certain situations that you can have a huge chance to get a good advantage on people at certain times. So that's why I like to use them. Moving on to a little bit on how to defend against incoming remote missiles. This is pretty simple. You just build a 1x1 and box. Now, obviously, if you're on a squad game mode or maybe even duo, 2 people could be suppressing you with a remote rocket or guided missile, and you're in a little bit kind of a tough situation if they're going to break for your base. So what I do is I just level up your base or build several different bases, or just completely counter these by placing things in front of them or shooting them out the sky if you're a normal version of Fortnite. So it's not difficult at all. Remote missiles are very powerful if you're suppressing with remote missiles. Say if someone's suppressing you with maybe a minigun or something, but if you can confuse the remote missile driver by building everywhere, you've probably got a near enough 60% chance or 70% chance of surviving against a remote missile. Maybe if it's like a squad or something. Squads it's most difficult, but you just got to engage back, keep engaging, suppress where you think that guided missile is coming from, and you should have a good chance. Now, what I'm doing in this gameplay now is I'm actually building a box and a window, knowing that people can't really get into my base, and most people probably don't realize I'm here, apart from I get a little bit of suppressed. Then I switch to my rocket. Here you go, double rocket, boom boom. A double rocket will be a guaranteed kill every single time if both of the rockets hit, due to the absolute rapid fire. Another technique you can use if someone has built a base and you want to shoot through the base, say if it's just a 1 thick base or even a 2 thick base, if you've got a triple rocket in your inventory, you can suppress the rocket at the base and it'll tear down one wall, tear down the second wall, and then the third rocket will destroy him or do a lot of damage to them. So it'll depend on the situation, on who you're fighting and stuff. Most of the people I fight against, it works really well, and it has worked against me as well. So it's a technique that a lot of people do use, and it can be very effective. Now, when using a guided missile, I like to build myself in a little box and shoot it out of a hole. Now, this only really works on this rocket game mode. If you do this in the real game mode, most people will probably rush you with AR or maybe even a shotgun or SMG and get the kill on you pretty quickly. However, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of positioning myself on this game mode. Only 7 people left, working out where people could be, seeing a gap here in this fort, getting a nice advantage of that, knowing that that guy is on low health now. I can keep suppressing these rockets at him, or I could even push him. To be honest, I'm going to fire these rockets for a bit and see if we can get some damage on him. The downside to this is if he does build a 1x1, as you can see now, I'm going to be struggling to be able to get him because I can't actually get him. I can just destroy the 1x1. Sometimes when I do this, I try to destroy more than one wall on it, so he's got to build up faster. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just really wasting time firing rockets here because I know that these rockets aren't going to be able to get the kill. However, if he starts firing rockets, that's my chance. I'm just messing around here, just scouting the area, making sure no one's on the mountain and stuff, making sure no one's coming towards me, and then I see a position, he's backing that base again. I'm kind of just in a position where I'm just kind of wasting ammo with the rockets, not being able to suppress in. The good thing is though, for some reason this guy thinks he can fire back at me, so he decides to build a hole. Now, if you're on a duo or a squad, they can actually cover that hole up for you by editing it. However, on solo version of this game mode, or in general on a solo game mode, there's no way of editing the hole up. So it is a downside. If you can find the base before them, you get a nice little easy shot on them. And obviously, because I hit him before, I knew he was on low, the remote guided missile was guaranteed to get the kill there. So a nice and easy swift kill for me, leaving me with only 5 opponents left and also 5 kills. So I'm in a good position now to be able to push most people. I've got 5 kills, 5 people left. I'm very good with the rocket, I personally think, and now I've got the advantage against most opponents. So I see a guy in front of me just here. Let's try and use the double rocket technique on him. We go up the ramp. He's actually destroyed the ramp. Very nice technique from him. Unfortunately, I messed up a little. He does miss. I get the nice rocket off there. 1 rocket kills, 2 rocket there. 2 rocket easy done there. Thank God I had 2 in my inventory. Now the guy just couldn't get his second rocket off in time. He actually had a good chance against me. He did a good chunk of damage to me with 1 rocket. Very good shot, to be honest. But thankfully I had campfires, so I can place these down to heal up, or I could use the medkit. Personally, I thought I may as well use the campfires because I'm never going to really be in the situation to campfire up, really. If I'm going to be in the situation, I'm probably going to prefer to medkit, so I decided to campfire up. When you're playing a game mode like this, you know that anything above 125 health is going to keep you alive. Anything less than 125 health, you're most likely going to die from. Now in this situation here, I'm just scouting around. If someone was to fire a rocket at me quickly, I'd just build it up quick, or bail and start building again. But with only 4 opponents left, I'm trying to calculate where people might be. I'm thinking possibly someone could be on that mountain because them stairs were going up to it, but they're not there anymore. So the stairs aren't there anymore, but the person still could be up there. And possibly there's one guy in front of me there to the right, and I don't know where the other person could be. I see a guided missile coming from the right of the mountain, making me think the guy is on top of the mountain. However, from what I know, the guy isn't actually on top of the mountain because I've already played this game, but we'll get to that in a moment. So I'm in a position now where I'm just getting my 3 rockets, getting the triple rocket, getting a position with the remote guided. Now, if you're on a solo or a duo or anything like that, to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend using a triple rocket or anything like that at all. You're not really going to get the time for it. I'd recommend using a double rocket if you've got the space, and if someone else carries the healings and stuff, you need, like, for an ideal inventory for myself would be double rocket, AR, maybe a shotgun, and then mini potions. If it wasn't a shotgun, I'd maybe have medkit or something like that instead, or chug jug or something like that. But double rocket, AR, and mini potions, and then whatever that 5th item is you want it to be, will be a pretty awesome inventory for myself. The reason I say double rocket is because boom boom 2 rocket is a guaranteed kill every single time. So if I was to come across maybe a slot machine or something like that, I'd definitely take the advantage of it, or what, vending machine, that's what they call it. Come across a vending machine, I'd definitely take the advantage to buy a double rare rocket if I had the chance to do it. Now obviously you need quite a few rockets for it, and you're not going to come across 1,000 rockets. Well, you could do, but you're not going to come across 1,000 rockets. The chances of it is very slim in a normal Battle Royale game. Luckily there, I didn't expect that to happen. That's something to note. Don't use these guided missiles underneath a tree. They just don't work. Here again, I suppressed triple rocket at his base. Easy tactic, easy suppression, can deal high damage. And thankfully, he tried placing a wall, but the rocket got through. Now, that could easily be done with a double rocket, because you could see the 3rd rocket hit after he was dead. So it does work, double rocket, very good technique to use. And I've been using it a lot more, especially in squads and duos. And later today, I'm going to be playing a few games using this double rocket technique. I'm really excited to do it, because it does work. It's hard to get your hands on 2 rockets, but in game modes like squads and duos, you can easily get your hands on them. Now, remote guided missiles, I wouldn't recommend them. They're my least favourite of the 3 of the explosive weapons. And if you're thinking of grenades or anything like that, or remote explosives, to be honest, them 2 don't really come on my list. Grenades definitely do, but remote explosive, I would never really take them. They're just kind of really underpowered, and they're just really not worth the situation. They're a little bit fun for certain situations, but overall, they're not really the sort of weapon you want to use. Again, the double rocket comes in nicely here to suppress this guy, and there you are, 2 rockets in. The first one got the hit marker, and the second one killed him, and obviously the first rocket that I actually fired destroyed his structure. So triple rocket, instant kill. Now it's a 1v1 situation. I've wiped a lot of people. I know the last guy's over there somewhere, so what I do is I just suppress rockets in, reload all my rockets, move back off the mountain, and then suppress in again. The good thing with having the height advantage up here, which I'm surprised no one actually took, was you can't really be killed by any other explosive weapon other than the guided missile in this game mode. Now, if I was playing on squads or maybe solo or duo in this situation, I would not be suppressing rockets like this. They could have a sniper, they could have a good AR shot, especially with the new first shot accuracy thing. You don't want to be doing things like this. Personally, I just build a 1x1 and wait for the storm to push them out, and then suppress them with the rocket, followed by the AR. If they were to build, I'd try and predict where they're going to run with the rocket and switch to the AR. So what I'm doing here for this game mode is I'm building a little 1x1, but leaving the entrance open just in case this guy decides to use a guided missile, because he's in a position now where I can't really hit him. Now, I could use a guided missile, but then it could be a guided missile race for the win, which I really wouldn't want to do. I personally think I'm in a good position now with 150 health, knowing that it's going to take 2 shots of any explosive weapon to kill me, unless he gets a lucky headshot or something like that with a direct impact. Other than that, I'm in a position now where I've can just keep suppressing rockets down at him, and I know that I'm not going to get killed. But again, like I was saying, if this is a solo, duo or squad, please be careful in this situation because you could possibly die, especially see the other way I'm kind of like dominating the situation. I wouldn't do this if it was squads, duo or a squad, because you know you could possibly get sniped. Maybe if you had a few squad members left and it was only against one, but there's the victory royale. Like I was saying, if you have a few squad members, you could easily do that. But that's a nice, easy victory royale showing you guys how I use explosives. Really cool tips and tricks there. Definitely something I'm going to watch back myself. I hope it did help you guys out in your games. Do remember, try the double rocket technique. You can also use double grenade launcher. It's not as good as double rocket, but double rocket does come in very handy. A new little technique from me. A lot of people have probably used it in the past, but it's something I've recently been using and wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new around here, stick around for awesome Fortnite content. And once again, this is Postbox Pat, signing out.